Okay, we're solving more radical equations. Okay, so once again, is the square root by itself? Okay, so step number one is you square both sides of the equation, right? There we go. We're squaring that, we're squaring that. Okay, now tell me this. What's the square root of 7x plus 15 squared? 7x plus 15, okay? So look what we're going to write down. X plus 1 quantity squared equals 7x plus 15. Okay, now comes the next question. What is that? This goes back to first semester. What is x plus 1 squared? What's that equal? What is it you have to do to get that? Okay, this is hard. No, distribute's wrong. Okay, you got to polar box it. Right. Now remember, if it didn't have a plus in it, it would distribute. But it has a plus, so that's polar box, right? Okay, so when you polar box x plus 1, what do you get? X squared plus 2x plus 1. Right, x squared plus 2x plus 1 is right, sure. You just polar box that together. That's stuff you already know from first semester. Okay, look at what you got now. It's a quadratic. Okay, what do you know from first semester again? What do you know you have to do to solve a quadratic? Oh, no, wrong. You know this. The whole first semester, I kept asking you this. Yeah, there you go. Say again. 7 equal to 0. Right, that's what you guys learned. You have to solve 7 equal to 0. So I have to subtract what? 7x from both sides, and I have to subtract what? 15 from both sides. That's what you're going to see. 7x from both sides and 15 from both sides. Okay? Here's what you're going to get, all right? Okay, like I said, it's all based on what you learned first semester, so this is easy stuff. All right, now tell me this. Now it's a quadratic, set equal to 0. You have to solve it, right? Okay, tell me there are two ways you can solve this. What's one way? Quadratic formula. Okay, you can always use quadratic. What's the second one? Well, you can do complete the square. Okay, if you want to. You don't be so bold as to try to do that. What's the third way? Well, yeah, my brand and we're trying to say factoring. Of course, you can factor it. The other way is the factoring. So let me ask you this. What two numbers multiply and give you negative 14, but add to give you negative 5? Negative 7 positive 2. Okay, so this is going to become what? X negative 7, right? Okay. And x positive 2. See, this stuff you guys all understand. Once again, you can use quadratic formula too. I'm not doing that one. Okay. All right. So let me ask you this: if it's x plus 2, what's x going to equal here? Negative 2. If it's x minus 7, what's x going to equal? Positive 7. Right. So x equals negative 2 or positive 7. Right. So there are the answers. Maybe they're the answers. Right. Okay. So now here comes the new thing. Okay. We got to see if those are indeed the answers. Right. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to go and take the original problem, and now we're going to do negative 2 first. We're going to substitute negative 2 into the original problem. We're going to check to see if that's right. Okay, so here's the original problem, right? Okay, now let's substitute negative 2 in there for x. So here now, we're going to put negative 2 in for x, right? Like this and like this. Okay. So negative 2 plus 1 equals negative 1, right? And then 7 times negative 2 is negative 14, and then plus 15, right? So how much is negative 14 plus 15? 1. Okay, it's the square root of 1. Okay, so look what you got. You got the negative 1 equals the square root of positive 1. What's the square root of positive 1? What's the square root of positive 1? 1, right. So let me ask you something. Does negative 1 equal positive 1? No, it does not. Okay, so guess what? That doesn't check out. It doesn't check out. Okay, so let me ask you this. Would x equal negative 2, would that be a good answer? No, it would not be a good answer. What's the word when it's not a good answer? What do you call it? It's on top of the paper. What do you call it? It's called what kind of a solution? Extraneous, right. It's called an extraneous solution. We did this first semester. We talked about this. It's extraneous, right? So if you go like this and say, okay, that's no good, it's extraneous, right? Okay, so you see, sometimes they don't check out. Okay, let's go to the other one now. Okay, same situation, but I'm going to take 7 and plug it in for x, right? Take 7 and plug it in for x. So here we go. I'm plugging 7 in for x. Okay. So 7 plus 1 is 8, right? And then 7 times 7 is 49, and 15 more gives it 64. So look, I got 8 equals the square root of 64. So does the square root of 64 equal 8? So is that a good answer? Yeah, so sure enough, look what I put down. 8 equals 8. I checked it. That's a good answer, right? Okay, so that is a good answer, right? And because it's a good answer, then you would say, what's the answer to this problem? X equals 7 is the answer to the problem. And we've done it. That's the problem.